I would like to make a very brief video about a rather interesting watchmaker who was also a remarkable sharpshooter. Now, I did cover him very basically in one of my previous videos about watchmakers who were sharpshooters, marksmen. Now, this individual, this is a very interesting character. This is Gustave Arnold Montandon, and he is from Fleurier in the Valley of Traverse in Switzerland. And now he won first place prize in the 1887 Geneva tier. This was a shooting competition where he was competing against, I believe it was approximately 3,000 other individuals in his local community. Now, the interesting thing about him is that we do actually have a photograph, and there is a engraving in a period magazine, which I would like to show you. And I would also like to discuss a little bit about what we know about him. And this is very interesting because we do have biographical information about him. He was originally from Fleurier, but then he did move eventually towards the end of his life to La Chaux de Fonds. And this was probably by the early 1890s. And I would like to share some Davoine almanac information. And also, I would like to give other biographical information that I've collected, genealogical. So anyways, this is just a short impromptu video on Gustave Arnold Montandon. So let us begin. So we have an original 1887 magazine called Le Journal Illustré. And the Le Journal Illustré, has very interesting sporting events, scientific achievements and such. But we do find in this magazine, there is on page 267, and I will provide the actual article now. Here we go. Nous publions le portrait du vainqueur du Grand Tir de Genève. Voici à ce sujet la lettre de notre correspondant, gracieusement pour me faire plaisir, le vainqueur principal du Grand Tir fédéral suisse a consenti à aller chez un photographe. Monsieur Montandon a obtenu le premier prix à la cible patrie, et il fait partie de la section des carabiniers du Val de Traverse qui ont obtenu le premier prix, un drapeau magnifique brodé par les dames de Genève au tir des sections, surtout les sections suisses, françaises et internationales. Les deux premiers prix reviennent donc ainsi au même village Fleurier, agglomération de 3 à 4 000 ans dans le Val de Traverse. La population est horlogère et le grand vainqueur, M. Arnold Montandon, 27 ans, est un simple ouvrier monteur de boîtes. La coût d'or, une valeur de 3 000 francs, tombe, comme vous le voyez, en bonne main. Ça a été depuis Genève à Neuchâtel des ovations insensées, et depuis Neuchâtel à Fleurier dans le canton même des vainqueurs, l'enthousiasme était tel que l'on avait transporté sur tout le parcours dans chaque gare des pièces de canon pour saluer au passage les tireurs. À Fleury, toutes les bannières des sociétés du Val de Traverse, Travers, Couvet, Moitié, Fleurier, Boule, étaient là, au nombre de 15 à 18, de même que toutes les sociétés et la population. On a
fraternisé jusqu'à passer minuit. J'avais suivi le convoi ayant moi-même affaire dans ce pays. Il m'a semblé qu'il pouvait vous être agréable d'avoir l'unique photographe du principal héros du tir de Genève. Vous pourriez peut-être en tirer parti pour votre journal illustré. And so, this is interesting because this gives a lot of interesting and precise details. It does say that he was competing with in a group of approximately 4,000 souls. And now the value of his prize was 3,000 francs. And it says that this prize fell into good hands. He also received a golden cup, and there was a flag which was sewed or made by local women. But this is all quite interesting. But very interesting also is the fact that he is here referred to as a simple casemaker. And this is very interesting. But let us continue to look at the actual photograph. And this is a photograph originally. However, for this magazine, this is actually an engraving of that photograph. So there we have the basic information. We can see the detail of this, quite amazing. And this is our hero. So I would like to share next a little bit of the genealogical and other biographic information about this personage, and we will continue our discussion there. So now when we're analyzing this background information concerning the family of Arnold, we know that his brother Rodolphe Wilhelm was also a boîtier, horloger, monteur de boîtes. So these were case-making individuals in Fleurier. Now, Rodolphe Wilhelm died in 1884. Now, this is 3 years before that competition. And we find that actually his wife, his widow, was married. This is Mary Caroline Boss. So she married Arnold after the death of her husband, Arnold's brother, and they had many children together. But it is quite interesting to see that we do find them married, and they were married in October of 1885. So this is just 2 years prior to this competition. She was also horloger, and at some point they had moved to Chaux de Fonds. Then this must have been around this 1890, early 1890s period. We do see that the children had already been, they were married in Chaux de Fonds already. And now it is not exactly clear when he moved to Chaux de Fonds. This is Gustave Arnold. But we have some interesting data that if we look at Davoine almanacs, we find a Montandon Arnold listed as a repasseur. And this is already in 1894, 1895. This is in Chaux de Fonds. And this appears, and this is at the street Fritz Courvoisier, number 22. Now this is interesting because there are only 3 known Arnold Montandons that we have at our information that we have confirmed. Now, these 3 individuals, we look at Arnold Montandon, who was of the branch of Montandon de la Chaux de Fonds. He was only born in 1888. So
this could not be Arnold, who was a boîtier, joaillier, et monteur de boîtes. So this is not this Arnold. Now, we do have also a David Arnold. And we look at David Arnold, horloger. He was in the Saint-Imier area of the Montandon branch. However, he was born in 1860 and died in 1888. So we have only these three Arnolds. One was born in 1888, so too young to have been the 1892 or 1894 mentioned individual, and the other died in 1888. So it is possible. It does seem that this individual in the Davoine Almanac from what we find in 1894 as a repasseur is Gustave Arnold. And this is quite interesting because, and we find him later around 1900 also in Davoine, listed as repasseur et remonteur. And this is much more technologically sophisticated than just casemaking. So he would have been, this is very much involved in actual repairs of watches. This is repasseur, remonteur. These are so-called ironers, and this is a more technical, this is a deeper level of watch knowledge, horological acumen. So it does appear that this is him because we do not have any other Arnolds who are alive at this time, and we know that he did move to Chaux de Fonds. So once again, this is just a little bit of background information about this curious individual who hailed from the Val de Traverse, but won the first prize in the competition in 1887 in Geneva as an expert marksman, and we find him later going to Chaux de Fonds, and it appears to have really gone beyond these simple, as the 1887 article describes him as a simple casemaker, that perhaps after winning this large fortune, he was able to establish himself a little bit more to a higher degree in the watchmaking trade, and perhaps this was the reason why he moved to Chaux de Fonds. Now, his wife was originally from the Les Brenets area, which is next to Chaux de Fonds, so this could be another reason for this movement. But this was just a little bit of a note for the record concerning this Arnold Montandon, and I hope it was of interest. Thank you for your attention.